Tithe, the true road to prosperity. Beneath the clamor of human existence lies a yearning, shared by nearly every beating heart, to drown in rivers of abundance, to bask in the golden glow of prosperity. We whisper it in prayers, chase it in dreams, yet so few grasp the ancient secret that unlocks it. Give, they say, and the universe will give in return. But here lies the rub. For every soul who scatters coins into wishing wells or drops crumbs of generosity, only a rare few witness the floodgates swing wide. Why? Because abundance dances only to the rhythm of a divine law. Let us explain this divine law of Daswand or tithe, so that all can unlock the mystery of sustainable wealth. Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the first guru of the Sikhs, said, "He alone, O Nanak, knoweth the way, who eats out of what he earneth, by his honest labour and yet shareth part of it with others." This quote provides two very important laws. The first being a prerequisite, i.e., honest labour. Clearly, your charity must be born out of righteous income. In the book, The 6 Secrets of Life, it is written, "Charity born out of the wealth from cheating is as worthless as sea water is for drinking." The great promise of prosperity is that if men seek inner divinity and his righteousness first, then all shall be added unto them. The second law of Daswand, 1/10, is the same as provided in the Mosaic Law, i.e., the teachings revealed to Moses by God, as chronicled in the Hebrew Bible, the Torah, or first 5 books of the Old Testament. Under this, a tithe, or tenth, is required as the Lord's portion or charity. Such a charity acknowledges the divine as the only source of all supply. Malachi, meaning my messenger in Hebrew, is the name given to the final book of the Old Testament, and is written around the 5th century BCE. In the 3 Supper equals X slow RD / subchapter of Malachi, there is a reference to robbing God by withholding tithes and offerings, 3 to 8 to 10. Such is the importance of tithe, or 1/10, to be given to charity. That there will be a reward following the giving we are also assured by Jesus in a direct promise. Give, and it shall be given unto you, good measure shall they give unto your bosom. For with what measure you mete it shall be measured to you again. In the Kali Yuga, or the Dark Age, we live under larger and fuller blessings from the divinity than man has ever known. It is meet, therefore, that we give accordingly and remember the law of the tithe. Paul the Apostle, 5 to 65 AD, said that without giving, the soul shrivels, but when giving is practiced, the soul expands and becomes godlike in the grace of liberality and generosity. In order that the plan of giving may be successful, there are several things that must be observed. First, there must be a willing mind. Secondly, the giving must be done in faith, and there must be no withholding, because the offering seems small. This same truth is set forth beautifully in the New Testament, where it is clearly shown that not the amount of the offering but the spirit in which it is given determines its value and power. A third requisite for keeping the law of giving and receiving is that the offering shall be a just and fair proportion of all that one receives. The fourth rule is that of wise distribution. To whom shall we give, and when, are questions quite important. Each individual should trust the spirit of wisdom manifest in his own heart. However, Charles Fillmore explains that if we follow the spirit of wisdom, we shall not give to anything that is contrary to the teaching of the great prophets. This privilege of Daswand carries immeasurable benefits with it, for it unifies us with the universal, and so opens our inner and outer life to the inflow and the outflow of the life, love, bounty and grace of God. The 3 Supper equals X slow RD / subchapter of Malachi sets forth, simply, give a tithe, or tenth or the first fruits or their equivalent to the Lord. Many people have doubts, especially those who are in business. Thus, unbelief is present with them at the very time when an unwavering faith is most necessary. When a person obeys the law of God along any line, his faith immediately becomes strengthened in proportion and his doubts disappear. When anyone puts God first in his finances, not only in thought, but in every act, by releasing his first fruits, a tenth part of his increase or income, to the Lord, his faith in omnipresent supply becomes 100-fold stronger, and he prospers accordingly. When man learns that a higher law than human custom and desire is working in the earth to bring about justice, he will begin to obey that law by tithing and through righteousness. Then, man will reach the end of all the troubles brought upon himself and will become healthy, prosperous, happy. Charles Fillmore, a great thinker, describes how 7 farmers in a congregation gave tithe as per the divine law. They took no measures to protect their crop on their dedicated acres, yet the pests did not attack the cotton there. Therefore, it isn't only the farmer, but the banker, the business tycoon, the bureaucrat, all can work in sympathy and harmony with this principle of growth and increase. The tithing principle can be applied in all of our industrial and social relationships. In every case where it has been applied and followed for a time, the tither has been remarkably blessed. There are many people who wish to give, but seem at a loss as to how to go about it or where to begin. The law of tithing fits beautifully, for it is a basis, and a sound one, tested and proven for thousands of years. The tithe may be a tenth part of one's salary, wage, or allowance, of the net profits of business, or of money received from the sale of goods. It is based on every form of supply, i.e., money, knowledge, wisdom, work, etc. 1/10 of all should be set apart for the upkeep of some spiritual work, and even before one's personal expenses are taken out, for in the right relation of things, God comes first always. Making an occasional large gift, and then permitting a lapse of time before another is made will not give this lasting benefit, for one's mind channel may in the meantime become clogged with material thoughts of fear, lack, or selfishness. When a person tithes, he is giving continuously, so that no spirit of grasping, no fear, and no thought of limitations gets a hold on him. Each day, week, the tither gives. When an increase of prosperity comes to him, as come it will, and does, his first thought is to give God the thanks and the tenth of the new amount. Let us give, as the universe gives, unreservedly, and with no thought of return, making no mental demands for recompense on those who have received from us. There is no telling how far the blessing may travel before it comes back, but it is a beautiful and encouraging fact that the longer it is in returning, the more hands it is passing through, and the more hearts it is blessing. May all who read be blessed with abundance. Disclaimer: views expressed are the author's own.